Okay. They're trying to say they ain't hear no sound. I'm like, okay. I'm tripping. All right. All right, this is where we got this sample right here, right? So what we did is we separated everything. So we separated that. We took out the vocal. All right. And then, like I said, we got the vocals here from this. All right, so what we did is we laid the first part down, which was the piano, right? All right, let's go. And what we did after that, we added in the hats, right? So we added these hats in. Add the open hat back in real quick. What's going on? My joint tripping right now. And we're gonna add our snare is already laid down. Shout out to everybody that's joining the live. Real heavy snare. We'll bring the kick drum in. Ready? I told you we got the vocal sample in here, right? All right, we're gonna add that in now. It's already added in. Appreciate y'all, man. Shout out Richie Mays. Make sure y'all sharing the live. Helps the algorithm. I need to bring out some of these parts of this piano, man. So go. Let's add this piano in real quick. Select this all. Richie Mays, what up, brother? We're gonna copy that. Hold on. I want to make sure I'm starting at the right root note. To the F. Let me transpose it. Oh man, wait a second. I'm gonna transpose it up. We're going to go back to the beginning. We're going to paste what we just copied, and we're going to basically stack it up. get this bass line in there. Let's go. Shout out to everybody in the live. I got some more samples that I want to add in. I know like people like, yo, how you gonna add that in? It's not gonna go. We're going to pitch it a little bit. We already got it stretched a little bit. And we're going to make it go together in a different type of way. We're going to name this track. We're going to call it The Lead. We're going to bring it all the way down. Like that. Let's go. That sound is ill. Let's go. part of the sample. Chad, I need a name for the beat. We're going to turn that into the hook. We're going to copy this into another sequence to make it into the verse. And then we're going to start breaking this down so that we can find some space for it, for the artist. So we have to find some space. If it's your first time here, I'm juggernaut of multi-platinum production team Arkatech Beatz, Big Pun, Nas, Prodigy of Mobb Deep, Raekwon the Chef, Jadakiss, Max B, Why You Do That, Killer Mike, The Game, Meek Mill, Waka Flocka Flame, Shorty Low, Alley Boy Trouble, Saha the Prince, and the list goes on and on and on. So let's go. We're just trying to get this together as far as we're going to start building the parts of this record in totality. We got our hook now, and now we start stripping down for where we want to, where we want things to land in terms of the verses and the like pre-choruses and stuff like that.
Arkatech Beatz. Arkatech Beatz.
We're going to tag this record real quick.
Arkatech Beatz.
Shout out to everybody that's in the live.
Arkatech Beatz.
All right. Chad, I need a name for the beat. I need a name for the beat, Chad. Let's go. Let's get a name for the beat on this real quick. Heavy days, I like that. The Supreme Thoughts, like Supreme Clientele. YouTube, what's the name for the beats? Facebook, what's the name for the beats? Kick. Outro. Real matters. Basic math. Rick, what up? Nick, what up? I like that Heavy Days. I'm gonna go with Heavy Days, man. Taylor, you win. I like that. There's some heavy days ahead, man, but you gotta hold your head, folks. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with me on a Saturday night. I think there's something that I want to do here in terms of this sample. I have to see if it goes. Yeah, Heavy Days is dope. Hold on a second. Ricky said, "You don't know how I do it." The pressure right in the beginning. Pause. Yo, I'm glad you did that though, bro. It's doing something different. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to go up to. Fix that 808, and I think we should be good. Maybe it can stay. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Maybe am I tripping? crazy. Like, so when I'm listening to it, so I got that going like that. I got the verse. Rick, what was like the outside of the engagement? What was like the hardest part of you doing your live, making your tracks on live? And I know that there are different ways for people to create content, but I wanted to kind of get an idea of how that felt for you when you was doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because we were definitely trying to make content. You got to make content with your music. So my recommendation is to always kind of give people behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's probably the most authentic way that you can share what it is that you do. You know what I mean? Okay. I'm about to check that out, bro. Listen, man, that's all I want, man. I want people to just be out here trying to get it, man. And as you continue to do it, you'll get better. I'm gonna save this. Shout out to my son. You know what I'm saying? He was helping me. He was helping his old man with the joint. He was like, I want to help you with that. I was like, all right, what you want to do? He's like, let's try some different snares. I said, yo, I want to do something different with can we do something with these hi-hats? And he was giving me feedback, you know what I'm saying? So they be listening, man. I'm just trying to really like get my kids into it slow. You know, I'm very leery about kids in this business. So I kind of want them to really, really pay attention, if that makes sense. Hold on. I don't want to do that. Let's not do that. Let's do it here. Got it now. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's do this real quick. All right, let's listen to how we got it in song mode. What we did is we started with the intro with the tag. We went to the verse, second part of the pre-chorus, back to the hook, verse, pre-chorus, hook, verse, pre-chorus, beats, Dover. Arkatech. we are good. You heard? We are good. So I see some people in the chat talking about, making music. And this is what I would say. I would say if you're a producer in 2025, you should be looking to establish yourself, sort of like how artists would establish themselves, and trying to work your way into trying to building a slight name for yourself. And like people are saying in the chat, like your music can go in so many different directions. The key is just knowing how to format it for, if you're going to shop it for like traditional recordings. And then of course, if you have to do things for TV and sync, then your beats have to be formatted a little bit different. I think things go a little bit quicker. When I was talking to some of my peoples about that, it goes a little bit quicker in terms of, everything's just changing like every 4 bars, give or take. And then at the end of your tracks, they don't fade out. They kind of crescendo and kind of, have this thing at the end. I forget what they call it. So, there's different ways that you can kind of do what you want to do. You could put your own music out. We got a joint coming out at the end of the month. Instrumental CDs. You put those things out, and those help to establish your base. You know what I mean? Like, these are the things that help to establish your base, help to establish some people that'll rock with you. But you have to find what I would say a consistent cadence in releasing. You have to find a consistent cadence as it relates to, 1, creating the music, and 2, making sure that it's getting heard, marketed, and promoted. Yeah, so that's just something that I would think that people would need to just pay attention to. We had a joint that we worked on yesterday, and it was called, we called it 2 a.m. Hold on. And this beat that we did right now is called Heavy Days. Shout out to Taylor on the name for this. The samples are courtesy, of course, Splice. If you don't have Splice account, royalty-free samples, you got to make sure that you're doing that. Links are in the description. Make sure that you're hitting those links. Those help to support the channel. At the same time, the drum kits. This is the Arkatech Beatz drum kit, Streets in New York, Volume 1. We had to name the first joint after our hometown, you know what I'm saying? So, let's go into this next joint that we did yesterday. It was called 2 a.m. and 2 a.m. work. It was late last night. Now that kid is that kid is at arkatechbeatz.com. We're in the middle of building some stuff for both Splice and Akai, so we're just trying to figure out where it's gonna land. This joint came out really good last night. Hold on a second. Like, it came out, like, really good. It exceeded my expectations, actually. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Rick, those kits are at arkatechbeatz.com, brother. So make sure you're checking out the site. Ready? Let's go.
Arkatech Beatz.
And we worked on that last night. Like that one came out all right. That one definitely came out all right last night, man. We fixed some other joints the night before last. You know what I mean? We've just been working, man. We've been working on these things, man. We've been working on them.
Arkatech Beatz.
Rock him. Damn. I wonder if I need to do that. I wonder if I need to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Y'all ready?
Arkatech Beatz.
Shout out to the detective. Thanks for the gift. Listen, man, boom bap now is listen, you had 20 years of trap, man. You had 20 years of trap. So what you're finding is that there's going to be a niche in boom bap, man. Hence, the resurgence of a person like Alchemist. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's boom bap, man. What you're gonna find is that guys are gonna stop worrying about streaming. They're gonna start going to direct to consumer. They're gonna make a ton much more money. Like these guys are gonna start abandoning streaming, man. So I will tell you, build your catalog. But listen, like spread it all out, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you notice, even in my case, I got boom bap, and then I got some joints that move a little bit into the trap realm, some joints that move into the R&B realm. Like, just do what feels good to you. You know what I'm saying? Don't really worry about the trend overall. You know what I'm saying? But if we get caught up in the trend, man, that's what takes the joy out of this thing. I ain't gonna hold you. It's like chasing the latest guy, trying to get to the latest guy all the time. I think that take the joy out of it, man, versus seeing people where they are and watching them, like trying to, you watching their content and you seeing them do their thing, and you're like, yo, they got something. And just recognizing those people on the way that are ascending, you know what I'm saying, that are putting in the work. You see it, you feel it, and I think that's better in terms of like building your clientele, building your space. You know what I'm saying? It's always trying to see the diamonds in the rough. And I think the main thing too is like when you're selecting who to work with, and me and Mike, we have these rules that we kind of we play with, and people will ask us like, yo, how did you get Gibbs? How did you do Sci-Hi? How did you get Meek Mill? Like, we did it early. We did it early before people knew who was who. Our Meek Mill record is right before he signed to MMG. You know what I'm saying? Like, the record that we got with him on it. You know what I'm saying? It's right before he got to MMG. It's Gibbs is right as he signed to Jeezy, right? It's like you kind of got to know who's nice, and then you got to be able to kind of shout out from Japan, man. When you got to just kind of have an idea of who's what and who's doing what, you know what I mean? So you have to kind of pay attention to the artists that resonate with you, and don't be afraid to work with people who look like they have passion for what they're doing and who are consistent. If you don't see the consistency, that's who you don't invest in. You invest in the artists that even at whatever level that they're on, they have to be consistent. If it's just cell phone video, as long as it's consistent. If they just rapping in their car, as long as it's consistent. If you see them that they're dedicated to doing it, eventually it's going to go where it got to go. Shout out Japan, man. That's what's up.
Arkatech Beatz.
Sample Talk. We are official brand ambassadors and influencers for Splice.com. just so that you know, you know. So using anybody else loops right now is off the table. What is a sample company? Splice, bro. Splice.com. Check the link in the description, my brother. This one, I like this one too. But shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. These are just a couple of joints that we worked on the last week, rather. And yo, for those who's losing FL Studio, there's nothing wrong with FL, bro. I used FL for a while to make a lot of the different joints that we were making in terms of some trap music. You just use whatever's comfortable for you, and whatever that makes you feel like you can, produce consistently. Rick, thanks for the gift, my brother.
Arkatech Beatz.
116 days, my man.
Arkatech Beatz.
We are 116 days in live streaming. That joint is called Counting Keys. Wait till you hear that. Wait till you hear who gonna jump on that. Y'all about to lose y'all mind. "116 days, man, on the live stream. Shout out to everybody that's been joining the live stream. People who have been tuning in, learning how to use this MPC. People who are asking questions about the music business, Like I said, we're 20-year veterans in this, man. We've seen it all, man. Big Pun, Nas, Prodigy, and Mobb Deep, Shorty Low. Like, you know what I'm saying? From New York to NTL, Lil Scrappy, Walker, rest in peace, Shorty Low, Big Pun, Prodigy, rest in peace, Trouble. Like, all these people that we've been able to, work with over the course of our career.
Arkatech Beatz.
Genius, what up? Baseline going crazy, y'all. Y'all know that. Baseline going stupid on that one, man. For real, for real. Let's load up all I know on this one real quick. And the bells, man. The bells make you feel like it's like something different. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely trying to, like you said, trying to.
Arkatech Beatz.
Listen, let me tell y'all what's about to happen when Max B get home. Y'all do understand that we did Why You Do That for Max B. And, you know, we've been in contact with Max since his incarceration. And really, a lot of the stuff that you're hearing is, you know, we building up for homie for when he get out. So, you know, I expect it to be something crazy, you know what I mean? But we're gonna keep this thing doing what it gotta do.
Arkatech Beatz.
Juan, what up? Shout out to everybody that's in the live. And look, if your FL, if you're finding that your FL is sounding a little bit thin, you might want to throw something inside of the signal path or the mastering path to a plug-in to kind of give it a little bit of a warm-up or an analog feel. That they're out there. You just have to kind of look for those. And then also you have to be careful of your sound selection. If you're using certain VSTs in FL, they tend to be on the high side or the bright side. So you got to pick those things kind of carefully to make sure that your sound isn't sounding too thin. If you're driving, don't drive too fast.
Arkatech Beatz.
Make sure y'all liking the live and sharing the live. We all linked in, bro. That ain't corny at all. Smart melody. We all linked in too. You gotta be on all social media platforms, brother. We on all of them, bro. You crazy? We're on every single one. Honestly, our LinkedIn is more about it's more for our brand and corporate stuff. So we have to be on that as well. But I tend to share more of our articles and stuff on that side versus some of the music stuff. We gotta be everywhere, brother. Rick, we ain't playing.
Arkatech Beatz.
Honestly, that's how we met our Song Trust we were Song Trust brand ambassadors. That's how we got it from got it off of basically connected through LinkedIn. Cass, what up, man? I ain't seen you in a few days, man. What's happening with you? Shout out to everybody in the live, man. I'm just loading something else up. No, that's not what I want to load up. I'm missing something. There's a record here that I don't see it. It's a little bit concerning for me. Ride or die, count keys, right? Oh no. Oh. What's this one? Shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. Oh, that's not what I want either. I be forgetting the names of these joints, man. That's what's crazy right now. That is really strange. For the night, picks up his body pie. Huh. That is so interesting. Shout out to everybody that's in the live trying to figure out what I'm trying to find a particular joint, but I can't find it. Every day, it's 2 a.m., 38th Street, Lullaby, Ride or Die. It's not Magical Nights, is it? Oh, let me try that one. Only sound library we were messing with is Splice, my brother. For the last 116 days, everything you hear has been Splice. Make sure you hit that link in the description, man. Get yourself that Splice. Get yourself them Splice subscriptions, man. That is so strange. That is the strangest thing. Magical Nights, Timeless. Is it Timeless Dreams? It gotta be that one. Listen, you know the joke is everybody says that. Says everybody's using it. Everybody's using it. I've been using it for the 116 days and ain't nobody said nothing. It's not what I want. You know what I'm saying? You gotta dig. Like Splice is like how you gotta dig for records. You gotta dig. So if you're not digging, then you're gonna take a L. Then on the next level, you gotta dig. And listen, you can give two people the same sample and they ain't gonna make the same record. And that's the reality of it. And I think people get too caught up in that. Like, you know, the other day I was going through it, I heard a bunch of Hit Boy stuff, what he did with Nas. It's like, it's there. Yeah, people don't realize that. People don't realize, but it's buried. You got to look for it. And they get into the mind frame of, oh, you know, everybody's on it. Everybody got every single record that everybody's sampling right now. There ain't no new records out. there ain't no new records. We didn't ran through every single record to sample. There ain't no new records. You know what I'm saying? And why you want to take the chance and giving up all your publishing? Because you want to sample from these guys that want to take 50% or 80% of your record. You know what I'm saying? Listen, people can make me. It depends on your skill set, man, and it depends on what you want to do. I could play, I can do all that stuff, but it doesn't make any. It's like we can rap, we could enhance the thing. It's like people not wanting to use AI or not wanting to use this or that. It's like what can get your music to commercial viability fastest. So that's really what we're talking about here, is trying to get people to commercial viability fastest. If you're a new producer, I would suggest you to sample. You know what I'm saying? And if you know how to play, you play on top of it. You know what I'm saying? You play what you hear, you embellish, you make it better. Listen, just because people are, it's like this, right? When we say so many people are using this particular resource, right? We didn't say that so many people were using these records when we were making the break beats, right? When we were using the Incarcerated Scarface beat, everybody was using the same drum. Did anybody care about that? When people was using the Adina Howard Freak Like Me drums, or the Jay Don't Walk Away drums, everybody used it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody used Patrice Rushen 10, 15 times. If it was Faith, it was Mobb Deep, it was this one. So it's no different. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have access to sample sources and we're using the same sample sources, one, we don't have same access to the same artists. Two, we don't have access to this. Two, we don't have the same equipment. Three, we don't have the same, musical background, right? So, like I said, I can give 10 guys in my group the same sample, and none of those records will sound the same. So people are shooting themselves in the foot by running around and saying, hey, just because everybody's using it, they're under the mind frame that just because the person uses a sample, it's not the same. It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? And you're cutting yourself off from really, really, really good sources, right? And even if you're not using it to sample, you're cutting yourself off from sources of inspiration. That's even different, right? Because every producer needs a source of inspiration. So, you can get something and you don't necessarily have to use it in its entirety. You can take out the bass line out of this part, or you can take out the keys out of this part. You know what I'm saying? So that's what people don't realize. It's like, you don't have to take everything as it is. You can lift the vocal off of that. It just all depends on how you dig and how you think about it.
Arkatech Beatz.
How you look at me, the way you touch my skin, it gives me butterflies. I can't help but grin. The night feels amazing when you hold me near.
Listen, I'm 50, bro. We've been talking about sampling for the last 30 years. So when you say what future are we setting up, that makes no sense. Illmatic samples, Dr. Dre samples. I don't know what y'all talking about, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Even your best guys who are musicians sample. Teddy Riley, Pharrell, you know what I'm saying? Timbaland. These guys sample. Everybody sample, bro. Now, if that's not what you want to do, have more power to you. But there's this thing that people used to do. Say, hey, if you don't do this type of music, you not a real this. If you're not this, you not a real that. That's not the position that people should be taking. If this is how you make your music, that's how you make your music. If you make your music using this and using this, as long as you're not stealing, you know what I'm saying? But if you make your music like this and you make your music like that, have at it. The question is, whose music is getting picked up? Whose music is being published? Who's making money off their music? That should be the situation. Who can live off of their art? Can you live off of your art? Can you have a living off your art? Can you feed your family off of your art? Right? What we don't want to tell people to do is to take close positions on anything. I'm just saying this is what I see has worked, and I've been in the rooms with Havoc. I've been in the rooms with Arsonists. I've been in the rooms with Alchemists. I've been in the rooms with the best of the best. The LES, you name it. Buck Wild, we've seen it. You know what I'm saying? DR period. So, my insight might be a little bit different than yours.
Arkatech Beatz.
How you look at me, the way you touch my skin, it gives me butterflies. I can't help but grin. The night feels amazing when you hold me near. My love for you becomes clear. I feel so high when you hold me tight. I feel so high and I can't calm down. I feel so high when you kiss my lips. I feel so high. I'm on a love high. The way you kiss my lips, the way you hold me tight. I've never felt this before. It gets me high like I'm lost in the sky. The night feels amazing when you hold me near. My love for you becomes clear. I feel so high when you hold me tight. I feel so high and I can't calm down. I feel so high when you kiss my lips. I feel so high. I'm on a love high. The way you kiss my lips.
What's going on with my Cody? So strange to me.
How you look at me.
It's funny because I have two worlds of experience. Right. Imagine I'm coming up in the late '90s, producer late '90s, and then in the early 2000s, I'm in the late '90s. I'm in New York. We doing New York music heavy. New York music, of course, is all sample heavy, right? RZA, Q-Tip, right? We transition from New York to Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta in 2008. Right, but I was coming in 2007. I used to come in out here just checking out the scene, seeing, what's going on. And the majority of the down south artists, they wasn't sampling. Remember, it was snap music. Right? They wasn't sampling. Right? So when me and Mike first came out here, we was checking out the scene, just kind of checking the vibes out. Say, hey, these guys ain't really sampling. We stopped sampling. Right? So during that period, we stopped sampling. So when we was doing like Alley Boy, Trouble, and Walker and all those guys, Freddie Gibbs, those are no samples. That music can't stand up to the music that we use samples with. It just doesn't. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound the same. It doesn't feel the same. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, even if you take a person like a guy like JD, right, who got records that are diamond, he got diamond records, you know what I'm saying? When you take the records that he kind of produced with no samples and you put them up against, say, like a Hitman record with the Diddy records in terms of fidelity, it's like one sounds like one way, the other sounds like another way. And it's not taken away from, and I'm not talking about like songwriting and anything. I'm just talking about, fidelity and the way things move, and when it comes to like speakers and loudness and that type of stuff. So there's a different thing between sampling and not sampling, but I've been around long enough to see it go from one area to the next area and then go back, and it's going to continue to go back and keep going back and forward and back. And a lot of the hit records that you're hearing, some of the records that had like Kanye, of course, always sample, but Hitmaker, he samples everything. He goes back and he gets old, and SWV and this and that, and he redoes them, and he makes hit records again. Do I have any NFT beats? We did. I think we still may have one or two still. And who was in the live with me when we did this beat, right? We did this beat in the live before we got, Cody on everything. Right? And all we did is we started with this sample right here. We started with one sample phrase, and then we added everything else. We added the strings ourselves, right? We added the keys, and then we did the bass line. And Richie, that's really the main thing, man. Is making sure that that's what you're working on here. We're trying to get to the point where we're making commercial and marketable commercially viable music, man. You know what I'm saying? Not just for yourself, but to also to, put out in the marketplace. Shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. No, what I'm saying that if you think about it, right? If you think about a place like Splice, a Splice is today's musician making music for you to sample. That's what Splice is. Splice is today's musicians, right? Today's musicians, today's producers, right? Basically fulfilling a need. They knew that we needed samples, but we didn't want to have to deal with the red tape of sampling music from this guy, that guy, whatever. So these musicians got in and they said, we're going to make original music for people to sample. And that's what they did. So yeah, people are making original music. I beg to differ, bro. I really do, man. It's all about how you know how to work your music, man. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what you're really basing that off of. You know what I'm saying? That's, it's an opinion, but I don't know what you really, what the data that you may be basing that off of. Today's music, we say it can't compare. I don't think anybody's really trying to do what they're trying to do back in the day like that. I think there's different levels to it,
Arkatech Beatz.
You know I'm your ride or die. I'll be there every night. You know I'm your ride or die.
gonna drop a single soon, man, within the next month.
You know I'm your ride or die. I'll be there every night. You know I'm your ride or die. You know I'm your ride or die. I'll be there every night. You know I'm your ride or die.
Arkatech.
It just depends on how people use their samples, bro. It's just how you use your samples, man. It's like, how do you use your samples? It's like, don't get me wrong, man. There are some times where you hear guys use sample and they be like, yo, you could have did something more with that, bro. I'm not knocking it, but you know what I'm saying? You have to realize that this is the days of niche audiences. You know what I'm saying? You know, there will never be another Michael Jackson with 100 million copies of a record. There will never be that anymore. The time for that is past, and I think a lot of times what happens is we keep trying to look at, you know, the past to kind of dictate the future. AI is here. AI music is here. You know what I'm saying? I have played you the music that AI music is here, bro. You know what I'm saying? And depending on who's using it, that's what you're going to kind of have an idea of what works and what don't work.
Arkatech Beatz.
You know I'm your ride or die. I'll be there every night. You know I'm your ride or die. You know I'm your ride or die. I'll be there every night. You know I'm your ride or die. Don't make me put you in a box and tie a ribbon round it. When you say I don't love you, how can you say that? Do you think that you know me well? If you know me, you know that that's not true. I want you to know.
Listen, man. I think anybody that's like, Richie, I think anybody that's like really, who spent a lot of time on their craft, sometimes feels a way that when people try to get into a lane that they didn't put in as much work or effort as they did. So these folks are naturally protective of the things that they do when they see people encroaching in that area and they don't feel that they earned the space or they didn't feel like they did as much to get where they got. You know, and you have that happening across all industries. You have musicians that don't like people that sample. You know, that's the big reason why you see like the Steely Dan guys who cleared the sample for Peter Guns, and those guys took 100% of the record. They took 100% of the record because they didn't respect what they did on it, even though they made them millions of dollars, and they still don't respect it, and they didn't give those guys any writer's credit, you know, and because they don't respect what they did. But you can take the money and run to the bank. You see what I'm saying? So it's this thing that people have that, you know, they feel like, oh, that's not real music. And, you know, when we first started this thing, they said, hey, hip-hop's not real music. They said that. They said it's not real music. And then look where we're at 50 years later. You know what I'm saying? And we're always, you got to make sure that you don't find yourself on the wrong side of history, man. It's like, Hey, they said Bitcoin wasn't real money. Remember? Like they said this is not real. They said NFTs wasn't real money. Like we, you know, so sampling is not this, and this is not this, and this is not authentic, and AI is not this, and then while we're over here debating, no folks taking it to the bank, man. They taking it to the bank, man. They creating generational wealth while we're sitting here talking about it. We debating about it. We debating when they should be sampling that versus, okay, you should be making the music that they can sample. Or you should be making music where you can own 100% of it so that people can sample you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's we're not thinking forward enough. You know, we kind of we relegate ourselves and we put ourselves in these boxes. And we say, well, I don't do this, and well, we don't do that, and you know what I'm saying? I could sit here, I could play you boom bap all night, but I don't do that. I play that R&B so that you know that, listen, you have to have that skill set. You know, that's why I showcase. That's why I play the Cody stuff, so that you know, like, listen, you gotta have a little variety in your game. You can't just have it like one way. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure you sharpening your skill. You know what I'm saying? So that it's like, so that you have, so that your ears are ready to do different types of music. You gotta play a long game with this, man. Like if I could go back to my 25-year-old self, you got to play a long game with this, man. I would have told myself, hey, man, you got all these Apple computers that you're refurbishing and selling for people. Why don't you buy the stock in Apple? Why you ain't buy the stock in Alesis or, a Kai, all those things that you purchased. Tascam, all that stuff that you bought, but you bought 2 ADATs and this and that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're on the wrong side of these things, man. We have to start looking a little bit different at this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, and once we get the group up, and just a FYI, I may not be using the Patreon platform for our community. I'm going to use a different platform for it. I think I found something that's a little bit better, that can give us that can do a little bit more, and then also that I can make sure that I have different things set up in terms of like. As long as some of us did, you know what I'm saying? Some of us thought that Bitcoin was real money. As long as some of us understood it. Some of us did, I was screaming to the mountaintops trying to get people to understand what I was talking about. But if you're not an early adopter, you lose. You lose, man. You lose, man. And that's a part of the game that I think that we're not really paying attention to. So, like I said, I'm going to set up this community. And once that's set up the way that I want it to be set up, again, it's going to be the resources for everything, where we're talking about not just, it'll be music production, of course, but it'll be music business, of course. It'll be the templates that we're using, the song registration process, copyright processes, your contract breakdowns, how to pitch your records, social media marketing, setting up your e-commerce stores, that type of stuff, Facebook ads, we're trying to do the whole shebang. Everything that we basically doing, I'm trying to just put people on the game to it. You know what I'm saying? So I just want people to pay attention to how we're moving and we're grooving. I know a lot of people started with us in the last 100 days. We did the Splice situation a few weeks back. That was brewing for a while. But, a lot of it was, perpetuated by the live stream. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to show people that, listen, if we're consistent on certain things and we're doing certain things, stuff will land. You will start to see progress. Things will start to change. But it's just about people who are really in this trying to get it done.
Arkatech Beatz.
Tired of the heartache, tired of the heartbreak. For all of the things that we go through, it's what I get for loving you. Tired of the heartache, tired of the heartbreak. For all of the things that we go through, it's what I get for loving you. Never will we fight again. always thought we'd be just friends. Thought that we'd be together for the time we'd see. Never wanted to be with this. Couldn't understand a thing. And I wanna know why we're not together. Why we're not together. Tired of the heartache. Tired of the heartbreak. For all of the things that we go through. It's what I get for loving you. Tired of the heartache. Tired of the heartbreak. For all of the things that we go through. It's what I get for loving you.
We did that in the live too, man. Yeah, that synth go crazy right in the bells. Shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. We about to jump up out of here. We'll be back in here tomorrow. Yeah, man, I love this NPC and some of that effects, man. So, you know, everything is inside of the box, man. I'm not doing anything outside of that. funny.
Saw you at the club underneath the neon lights and it was on. It was on. And then we went outside and I knew it wasn't right, but it was on. It was on. It would look good. You look so good. We should get out of here. And we could. 'Cause I want you for tonight, but not tomorrow. You can hold me while you drive and take it slow. Don't need to think twice when it feels so right. 'Cause I want you for tonight, but not tomorrow. Not
Paradigm, what up?
Woke up in my bed, I can get you out my head. Oh, what a night, what a night. And then I start to smile, and I know you should have stayed, but it's alright. It's alright. You look good. You look so good. We should get out of here, and we could. 'Cause I want you for tonight, but not tomorrow. You can hold me while you drive and take it slow. Don't need to think twice when it feels so right. 'Cause I want you for tonight, but not tomorrow. Not
GC, thanks for your gift, brother. Paradigm, I'm gonna play you what we worked on earlier tonight. It's called Heavy Days. Before I get up out of here. Shout out to everybody in the live, man. Aguilera. Wow. That girl can sing though, man. everybody that was in the live tonight. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, man. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I'm aiming for 9:30 Eastern Standard Time.